A missile flies out of Yemen and lands in Israel's airspace. For the very first time, Saudi Arabia's neighbors, they have directly attacked Israel, and the timings could not have been more explosive here. Here's what happened. Yemen's Houthi rebels fired a long-range missile at Israel. Alarms went off across Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and even parts of West Bank. People rushed to shelters as Israel scrambled its air defense. Within seconds, the Iron Dome intercepted the missiles in mid-air, turning it into a fireball. This is not just another rocket we are talking about. This is the first missile strike on Israel by the Houthis after 57 Islamic nations held an emergency meeting on Gaza. Can you think about that? Just days after Muslim leaders met to condemn Israel's attack on Gaza, one of the region's most aggressive militia acted on the anger. But who are these Houthis? They are Iran-backed group that controls large parts of Yemen, including the capital Sana'a. For years, they have fought Saudi Arabia and the UAE. But in the past year, they have been launching drones and missiles at Israel, claiming that that's just to defend Palestinians in Gaza. This latest attack, however, marks a dangerous escalation because it was a missile strike, not just a drone. Israel wasted no time in responding. Their Prime Minister, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, and their Defense Minister, Mr. Israel Katz, vowed heavy retaliation. Hours later, Israeli jets hit Houthi positions in Sana'a, targeting what they called military bases and weapons storage. In fact, local reports from Yemen describe the strikes as massive, shaking neighborhoods and cutting power in the parts of the city. Of course, the Houthis are not backing down. They used cluster bomb against Israel, banning weapons that scatter explosives across large areas. Now, that alone raised global attention and a concern as well. Now, with this missile attack, they have sent a clear message. Gaza is not their only battleground. Israel itself is in their crosshair. You know why this matters? Because it risks widening the war. Now, to our part, why this thing matters? It matters because it risks widening the war. Until now, Israel's fight was mostly with Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah on its northern border with Lebanon. But Yemen lies hundreds of kilometers away at the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula. If missiles can fly from there into Israel, the battlefield is no longer just Israel and Gaza. It is regional. And remember, the Houthis don't act alone here. They are seen as a part of Iran's wider network, the so-called axis of resistance. Every attack from them tightens the perception of the shadow war between Iran and Israel. So, here's a bigger picture. Israel is fighting Hamas in Gaza. It is clashing with the Hezbollah in Lebanon, and now it is being targeted by Houthis in Yemen. 3 fronts, 1 country, the common thread, Iran's influence. And this is why this urgency meeting of 57 Islamic nations really matter. Their condemnation of Israel gave the Houthis political cover. Their missile attack gave Israel another enemy to confront, and the world is watching because the Middle East is now looking less like an isolated conflict and more like a region sliding towards a larger and connected war. So the question is, can Israel really fight on 3 fronts at once? And can the world afford another war in the Middle East?